Alright guys, back on the CRF110, and today I'm going to show you all the mods that you actually need for the bike. Not like a want or preference, but things you should really get for the bike. So yeah guys, let's not waste any time. I'm going to get right into it. But first, let's get a wheelie in. Alright guys, let's start out with mod number one that you want, and that is going to be doing something about the rear tire tube and the front as well. The front probably won't happen as easily as the rear is going to happen, but your tube will rip on the inside if you don't do something about it straight from the factory. And for me, I only had the bike for maybe 2 weeks right off the showroom floor, and mine just sheared completely. And it's this valve right here, and the tube on the inside will start rotating and this valve will rip, and so it just destroys your tube and you got to get a new one. So you got two fixes. You can either run this nut that locks it up against the rim, and then run like regular high tire pressure. You can't really run low tire pressure. I know for stunt riding you want low tire pressure, but for me, I just rock high tire pressure, and just it is what it is. But if that's not an option for you and you want to run lower tire pressure, you're gonna have to get a rim lock. So yeah, you're gonna have to drill a hole in the rim and then install your rim lock that way. And yeah, so it's just something you're gonna have to do eventually, because you will have that problem. But like I said, this is a super cheap fix. Just get this nut right here. It'll lock up to the rim. Run regular tire pressure, kind of high, you know, not to where it's squishing in any at all, and you should be fine. I've had no issue since doing that. But yeah guys, that's just thing number one you're gonna have to do. See how my circles are today? Alright guys, mod number two that you're gonna want to have no matter what kind of riding you're doing, stunt riding, in the dirt, no matter what you're doing, you want this if you have a CRF110. It's called the shift shaft brace. It's this red piece right here with the FM on it. I just went ahead and paired it with the Faster Mini's shift lever and the shift shaft brace. And what that does is it prevents the shift shaft from bending if you were to drop it this way and your bike lands on the shifter. You are definitely going to bend that shift shaft because it's super long, and everybody will tell you they're super prone to bending. So if you don't have that and you drop it, even on dirt, it could happen. Pavement especially, so you're just going to want to have that. And go ahead and get the shift lever. After you do that, it shifts way smoother, looks way better, and also the protection, obviously. Honestly guys, that's like a number one thing. I got that like first thing ASAP. When I got this bike, I went ahead and ordered that because I don't want no damage done to these bikes, because they're super expensive for what they are. For a little 110, these are pretty pricey, so you definitely want to protect it. So yeah guys, go ahead and grab that. I know that piece is like $50, $60, but trust me, that's way cheaper than bending your shift shaft and having to break down the engine and get in there, or paying somebody else to do it. Trust me, it's worth the investment. Just do it. I really need to learn to shift the first gear up there, and then I could just second gear wheelie up and then circle wheelie at the top, but super hard to do that. All right guys, mod number three that you really need to get is gonna be foot pegs. Now hear me out, some people say you don't need them, but in my opinion you do need them, because the stock ones just do not cut it. Honestly, in my opinion, I think the stock ones are almost a hazard. They're super skinny, no grip. If it's wet at all, your feet slide. And especially if you're doing wheelies or if you're off-roading hard, you know you gotta have a lot of grip. So go ahead and get something like this with like the spikes coming out, whatever you call it. I'm not sure. I don't know the term. But I went ahead and just got Amazon ones. I bolted it straight down like this just so it wouldn't fold up because, you know, I like to do wheelies. I want to hook my foot and stuff like that. And also it kind of works as crash protection if it doesn't fold up. Although it still does fold under the weight of the bike, so. But yeah, guys, those stock ones just do not cut it. I remember doing wheelies on the stock peg, and when you're up like this, your feet want to slide down. And I remember I'd be doing wheelies and my feet would slide, and then I didn't have that rear brake no more. And if you know anything about wheelies, you need that rear brake. So when your foot's like this and it slides down and then it misses it, that's not good. So you want something like this with a much wider and much more grip to it. After I got these foot pegs, I got a lot better on the bike. I mean, it just feels way more stable. You got way more control of it when you're standing up on it and sitting down. The stock pegs, I would not suggest jumping because your feet are gonna slide right off. I'm telling you guys, you gotta get them. Stock ones are just a hazard. And the reason I put them on a list that you need is because you could honestly get hurt on those stock pegs. So to me, it's a must-have because you're honestly, eventually, something's gonna happen with those stock pegs. But yeah, guys, those are the top 3 things I can think of that you like actually need. Like that's either gonna hurt your bike or it's gonna hurt you. So those parts are like, to me, it's a must-have. Like I ordered those like ASAP. Like yeah, I have other mods like handlebars. Obviously you do want those, but like it's not gonna hurt to not have it. You know, it's not something you need. It's just a preference and it makes the bike better. Everything else I say you need because it's gonna damage your bike if you don't have it, or it could end up hurting you. Like I said, the foot pegs, to me, that's like a hazard. If you're an adult, even a kid, I don't think those foot pegs are for like anybody. Those things, like I said, it's a hazard. You don't want those on your bike. But yeah, guys, top 3 mods that you actually need right there. Go ahead and pick those up first thing before you get anything else. After you get those, yeah, go ahead and get bars, the tires you want, suspension upgrades, you know. I'll go over my bike, everything I got on it in the future, but right now I just want to make a little video showing the mods that you actually do need. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you like the video or if it helps you out any, go ahead and drop a like. Sub if you haven't already. Till the next one, guys. Peace.